What?
Can you name this musical artist?
OAR? Is it OAR?
No, this is Dave Matthews.
No, it's not.
Hold on.
I think it's OAR.
Slightly stupid.
What's it? A band?
It's a band.
That's not.
It is a band. Pull it up. Check the tape.
I want to like Shazam it.
Are you enjoying
It's
it?
like OAR. Have you heard of OAR?
Just shout to Nolan and ask him what's playing.
I think
Don't
it's
do that.
it's Fit Radio.
If you have your phone, you could just pull up. Like, what is this?
I don't have my phone.
I still was laughing at the one video we shot where it was like, what's one piece of clothing if you didn't have bra? Like, man, you had that loaded ready.
Smell.
Okay, first question. Coaches Chat, episode 5. Peter will be joining us for a brief time once he pops in. Okay, first question. How soon after your workout do you take your protein shake?
Fast is like within 10 minutes because I usually have to like and then go into somebody else. If I can like take a little bit of time, like maybe 30 minutes.
And then how soon after that do you have a meal?
Within an hour.
Yeah, me too. So shake within finishing.
Get hangry.
Yeah, no one likes that. Peter, join us.
Hello.
Come on in.
I was gonna answer that
How-
question. How soon enough?
Yeah, how soon after you're
is
Peter's
so
funny.
close.
He's thinking-
Holy! What is
that? It's a seat. It's a seat.
It'll do.
It's a box with nothing in it. How soon after your workout are you taking a shake?
Try to get it in within 45 minutes.
How often do you cut your hair?
Once a month.
How many times a day do you brush your teeth?
Once a day.
What's your cologne's name?
I don't have cologne.
You have a cologne.
Yes, you
What's
do.
that musk
What's
out
that
there?
$1.99 cologne?
It was.
What is
Hold on a second.
It was
Hold on.
necessity.
Can you re-say that, please?
That $1.99 cologne.
There was a
was
tone.
99
There was a.
cents.
Did you hear the tone?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that's that $1 cologne you got out
Oh
there?
my god, it's like
I think it's called- I think
$1.99.
it's called Lux.
I love
Like
spraying you with
LUX.
the dollar cologne.
I hate it because they spray it with me all the time. They spray it on me.
What's a smell that if you smell it could almost induce vomit?
Vomit.
Vomit makes you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, and that, yeah.
You?
Crusty protein. It's been
Like a
sitting,
shaker?
sitting in the hot car.
Whoa, like a shaker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? It's a bad smell.
Well, protein, when I go to like the geek out aspect of it, the enzymes, the amino
Oh, yeah.
acids, the heat, like it all just kind of probably cooks and creates bacteria. And that bacteria stinks.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm comfy.
Well, I was gonna say garbage, like
Garbage.
not garbage like in your house. What are you doing?
My lat is cramping up.
Oh, it's definitely gonna cramp
Yeah, I know.
during later the booty. Should we just do the video like this?
Yeah, I think. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm good.
Perfect.
Okay, a member said to you. Let's talk about this one. It's
Yeah.
a good one.
That's a good one. So a member said to me, well, so yeah, this is like probably like a twofold
Sure.
conversation. You know, I really don't like it when I have to scale everything. It's like it makes me feel better when I only have to scale one thing or nothing at all. And so when I mentioned this to Sean on one thing, we didn't even really like to use the word scaling. It's a term that was, you know, maybe across the CrossFit world, and we're trying to like slowly kind of rid of that because, you know, scaling is like is almost like on a level where this is adjusting. And what did you say? Do you remember what you said?
I have a terrible short-term memory. Adjusting is something we're going to do infinitely throughout life, not just within the gym, but outside of the gym. It's a game of being adaptable and flexible to the demands of life, whatever that may mean. Piggybacking off of what you said, the first thing that jumps out to me is when I hear a person say, I don't want to, and I'm thinking, well, what are they feeling or experiencing?
Mm-hmm.
And what could benefit here is a good dialogue about reframing the perspective. Because we could walk into the gym and it could be I have a tweak, or maybe it's capacity, or maybe it's the intended stimulus, or maybe it's a very challenging day, or maybe whatever it may be. There's always going to be degrees of variety of challenge that we love and we embrace. And the goal is to close the gap, become extremely well-rounded. Now, if that's the case, I do need to make a pivot through one, two, or multiple modalities or movements. It's a reframe of, we talked about this offline, understanding yourself and learning through training to say, okay, I have to make some adjustments today to meet the stimulus, work on these things that I know I need to improve. So the first thing that jumped out to me is a reframe of the perspective, because there's not this pass fail, like I hate to adjust these movements, like I can understand that, but if we reframe it to I'm going to get infinitely better and be adaptable and flexible because wow, today the degree of challenge is so high, or I don't have these movements quite yet, or I'm working to earn these movements through time, experience, or maybe you just, Florence, I love Florence. Maybe you don't desire these movements, but you want to strengthen whatever the intended muscle is. What do you guys think?
It's funny because there's like a part of me, one, this is not, obviously I'm biased because I'm here, I'm like immersed in our community and like what we're trying to like build every single day, yeah. And what I love is that, like, Sean is the programmer, he's so good at this, is that we'll program to the masses so that everybody can have a great workout. If you came in and we had these high skilled, like very technical movements that are just one after another, yes, like I can see like where that can be really, just make you feel a certain way. But there's times where, this morning when we had a bike, we had the overhead carry, we had pull-ups, and I can look at this workout and be like, oh man, I'm challenging overhead, challenging with pull-ups, but what am I going to lean into? The bike. I can be powerful on the bike. I'm going to aim to try to get the 11 cals in 15 seconds. So it's, why not pick something of the day and lean into the strength, and that could be another good reframing of the mind and a reframing of how you look at a workout.
Yeah, I want to hear what you have to share, Peter. Going off of that, if you look at, say there's 3 movements, are any of these more in my wheelhouse, more of my strengths? What, if any of these, are maybe things that I'm working on or weaknesses, or is there anything in the middle ground? And if you have a day where it's like they're all strengths, cool. Maybe you lean into that. If you have things that are all weaknesses, there's a lot of room for growth and improvement that day, and that's the day for you to say, okay, cool, a lot of room to get better. And if you have like one of each, a strength, something that's really difficult for you, at a middle ground, that's a great workout too. And it's, again, lean into your strengths, find the areas to improve. And we always talk about this, when you get done with a workout, what did I learn? What did I take away? What are my takeaways? And we talked about this for you. You did a 100-meter, 25-pound overhead carry, and you said I had to break every time. Was that on a specific arm?
Yeah, my left arm.
Your left arm. And when I said, okay, what did you learn? You said, wow, well, I just learned like my left arm compared to my right. It's feedback right away for end range strength. That distance really challenged my ability to support that overhead. All this good stuff. So you could take that further into training and things that can improve body function, health, composition, stability, you name it, all that stuff.
I was going to go into how we all have our strengths and weaknesses. For example, like my shoulders, not in the same ballpark as like where my leg strength is. So with a day like today, if the weight's 50, I'm going to adjust it myself because I know that I'm not getting 100 meters on either of my arms unbroken. So like if the intended workout is 100 meters unbroken, much better to do that with a lighter weight than to just do the weight that's on the board just to say I've done that weight. Because what's dropping it, adding 20 snatches onto the day versus getting all the time under tension in that overhead carry or whatever the day is that the adjustment's going to be. So it's just always leaning into that, knowing that the adjustment's there for a reason, and it's to help build you up to whatever the movement of the day is.
Let's flip the, I love that. Let's flip the question too, because I think some people can get so comfortable in the opposite, where I think Duncan, a great beloved member of ours this morning, said, this is twice this week that Abby challenged me in weight and more than I thought I was going to do. And I said, she knows. And he goes, she knows. Classic Duncan. And that's part of our job, is to see what maybe can't quite be seen yet. And that's to stretch people's abilities, thoughts, thresholds at times. And what do we say, or what are we thinking for those who maybe live in the comfortable bubble of always going super light and conservative? Now, there's a time and place, especially if you're out of on-ramp or the beginning introductory phases, and we're really concerned more with mechanics and consistency than any form of load. But let's remove that from the equation for the moment and say someone's been coming here for a good amount of time and they're just always so quick to lean into the super light load and not stretch themselves. I'm not saying it has to be crazy heavy, but maybe it's 5 more pounds. Maybe it's a different load on the barbell, 2.5s, What do you guys got for that?
I was going to say that I think it's, I mean, one, it's really cool because we just said that about learning yourself. Emu, another beloved member of ours, and she, you know, she's really great at wanting the challenge, the challenge here, but not maybe like almost needing like that little kind of like push. So, you know, yesterday we had a very cool like complex with dumbbells. And I was like, Emu, remember last week? I was like, you were hitting, you know, 20 plus reps with the 25s. Why not try the 30s? And she did it. And like, she was like, I'm going to keep these on the side. I was like, no, we're going to take these away. She challenged herself and she moved so well. And like afterwards, it was like this bright, shining smile on her face of accomplishment. So it's, you know, it's taking the training and learning and remembering and maybe looking back in Sugar Wild, looking at the notes, asking questions because we remember everything. Yeah, that's what I would say about that.
What about you?
I would say that if we're like especially strength training and you feel like I could always, if we're doing like a set of 8 and you guys always feel like you could do like 12, 15 plus and you're never really in that zone of I'm a little bit uncomfortable, then real like growth happens when we're feeling uncomfortable.
Ooh, it's very powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, so if we're never even like entering the realm of that or even getting close to that, then the results of strength, lean mass, like whatever you guys are coming here for, it's likely that that's not going to happen or at the same rate that it would if you're challenging yourself like that little 5 or 2.5 pounds more.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great point. Yeah, because I think if we ask ourselves why, I think a lot of people initially coming into a fitness space, there's a fear people overcome. Some overdo this faster is, I don't want to get hurt. Of course. And as a coach, we know our staple, our baseline is the first is safety, and then it moves to efficiency. So if someone's safe, you know, I'm not going to hound a position. You know, maybe I make one micro change or one glaring change. And we have this mentality here at Railroad that we're going to coach someone for life. We may get them for 3 months, 3 years, 30 years, whatever it is. And again, we're not going to parade someone with cue after cue after cue. There's this ebb and flow of, can you take this feedback, implement it? Maybe it's not quite perfect or exactly optimal, but we're going to have time to, you know, slowly, gradually improve those things. But safety is, of course, something that we're always zeroed in on for sure. Have you guys ever dyed your hair? You dyed it blonde.
Yeah.
What other color?
My favorite color, red, purple. I've had blue in my hair before.
What about you with these Goldilocks?
No, but I should probably get on it soon. Losing time.
Peter! It's very blonde back here.
It's strong. You have like shades: reddish, dark brown, blonde.
Have you ever dyed your hair?
Yeah.
You have?
Purple.
No, you did not.
I think I have a school photo, purple too. I'll have to find it. And show you.
Oh
I
my
had long
God.
brown hair, like to here. It's like purple.
So emo.
It was totally emo. It was total face. So I think we'll wrap it up there.